Hey guys, it's Collector West, and today we're going to be reviewing an article from Riftbound.gg going over the meta and what Riftbound looks like right now in its first month. We got Spear Forge on the way in a couple of months. What, February? Gosh, that feels like it's coming fast because November's over in what, 2 days? Something like that, a day or two. And so, yeah, let's take a look and see what's going on with Annie, Yi, Kaisa's, these things like that, sets, all that. And then where does everybody else fall? Let's get into it. Okay. Shout outs to Riftbound GG meta tier list. Okay, let's check it out. So right now in S tier, we would just say tier 0 is Kaisa. They still have Kaisa up there. I think she still deserves to be up there. She's maybe the most consistent out of the top that are constantly getting this, or at least edging out the others. We've got Yi, Set, Annie, and Set in place 2, 1, 1, 2, and 3. Then right here is where I think there's some things to be moved around here in tier 2 and tier 3. We have Victor, Timo, Fortune, Yasuo, Ari, and I think Ari and Victor and Yasuo are actually, like, I think they should be pushed up. I think they're cracking tier 1. I think because of how the meta's changing, not even how it's changing, I think how people are looking at some cards they passed up and then realizing how good they are into matches that can really help, and then you are like, whoa, this feels like a mid-range deck, and it doesn't have a ton of high-end cards, but enough to compete and actually win. Anyways, we got Darius, Leona, Volibear, Lux, Jinx, Lee Sin, Garen, and I think the tier 3 and below. I think Leona has an opportunity to move up to tier 2. Maybe crack first spot, maybe first or second, but anyways, let's read. It says here, with 4 tournament events happening over the weekend, we finally had a chance to look at Riftbound metagame outside of China. Indeed, we combined it with the SCG Vegas 10K, CCS 12K, Enter the Battlefield. Arguably, this is just another week for Chinese tournaments, as 8 city challenges brought about 900 players to the table. That's awesome. And if we combine both regions, we have a ton of data to look at. So is anything different than America's playing Riftbound in a high stakes environment? Annie, it looking much stronger all of a sudden. I think Annie's awesome. I think she's amazing. Just the simple exhaust 2 runes and get it back every single time at the end of your turn. Yeah. Then you just sit on some reaction spells and you play aggro. I think Annie is a tier 1 deck. I think she might I'm gonna go on a I think she might be the best deck. I think she might get it. Like, if she can get on the board the way she wants, she's gonna win. Um it says Set managed to snap recent decline. Set managed to snap its recent decline, winning the other big US tournaments, claiming 2 city challenges. Master EC looks fantastic in China, but failed to do much in the English speaking part of the world. 2 different regions and what we're using in the meta. So Aurora Yi, mid range Yi, I think mid range Yi is better. Um, but even in that, just how they're playing it doesn't mean China's better and it doesn't mean America's worse. It's that I think in America we've actually realized that Annie is super strong and maybe stronger than everybody else thinks it is. I think stronger than Yi, maybe even stronger than Set. Um, and then it says legends we can consider for high stake environments are starting with pretty clear, as 7 of 16 total legends failed to be in the top cut. And I think that goes to show that there's going to need to be support in the future, which we'll see what Spirit Forge brings to the table. Obviously, one thing has remained, Kaisa. I still think Kaisa is probably a tier 0 deck. She has maybe the least amount of cracks, even though she has some. And if you can play within that, I think that you have a better opportunity of winning against her. And so maybe the matchup out of 10 is like a 6-4, where it was maybe a 7-3 kind of situation. Is there anybody that breaks even? We'll see. It says the same can be observed in China. Wuju Bladesmen are Yi claiming 3 city challenges, wins against Kaisa only 2 as an upset against the Fury Mind legend, typically won more than half the tournaments. Most communities are already looking at Spirit Forge, which will release in China soon. Yet either the product shortage forced some changes, or Origins metagame we saw in China might not be set in stone, which I fully believe. So let's just look at the placements here. We have S tier. So just tier 0, Kaisa, Yi. Then we have tier 1, we have Yi, Set, Annie. In that order, tier 2, Victor. I think Victor is premier, best tier 2, cracking tier 1, can beat all the tiers, and it's still getting figured out. Timo, Fortune, Yasuo. I think Yasuo and Ari are right up there as well. And Leona, I don't know about anybody else down here, but I think Leona has a good opportunity. The way they're ranking this is S tier, undisputed strongest, legend based on results. best of one, best of three kind of situation, right? Tier one, great performer, strong presence in the metagame, top cut placements or wins in previous weeks. So we have to clearly look at if you're winning high stakes, 10K, 12K, stuff like that we have already right now. To me, those are just that's as big as Riftbound's been in its first month. It's got a 10K tournament, 12K tournament. It's going to rise. It's going to get even more. Tier 2, recent results, solid track record, able to perform competitive environment, but likely struggling in larger events against some legends ranked in higher tiers. So we're talking like T1 and Tier 0. Tier 3 results in smaller events as taking down on Nexus Night, requiring a win to 3 or 4 matches in a row, struggling to post good results once a bigger stage. So, coming out of your locals and people who are maybe don't have all the cards, or maybe you just don't have a very streamlined, let's just say tier 1 to 0 deck, you're getting smashed, is what they're saying. And that's also because maybe you just don't know the matchups. You don't have people who have access to the cards, and so that's also that as well. So lack of diversity in terms of legends being available and being able to play those legends. Tier 4, no results. We'll just leave it there, either because it was not a popular pick, or because it failed to reach the top cut. All right, so Kaisa, SCG Vegas. This one got second, right? It says here, because I believe SCG was won by Annie. It says here, you got Kaisa running 6 and 6. Fury in Mind, yep. Retreat, phenomenal card, running 3. I think more people should run Retreat because I think this really messes up your opponent's plan. As you push something on the board, they think they're going to do something. Nope, retreat it, do it again. Kathy and Rain, yeah. Time Warp running 2. All right. Yordle getting into some draw stuff here. Playing stuff on your opponent's turn. Ravenbloom student trying to hold. You're looking to hold with Ravenbloom, building around that. Obviously, your big ones, your Darius with your Cleave, and then your Kaisa, three Watch, 3 Trifarian or Darius, and then 2 Kaisa. Makes sense. Sideboard, Mundo, another Kathy and Rain. Yep, some pieces here, nothing crazy. This is running. How much is this running? This is this says here $662. It says this week Kaisa's Daughter of the Void is fallible. Yes, although she still won the popularity contest when it comes to top cut appearances, Kaisa is only legend to make it into all 4 top cuts. That's why she's there. Winning also while also winning 2 city challenges this week. Then this week you're showing might prove Kaisa isn't broken enough to win a match against a better player on another legend. However, a lot more needs to happen for the Daughter of Void to lose her S tier status. I agree. Probably going to get more top cuts than not. Even if you don't win, you're probably still going to be in those placements. And then obviously there's just luck of the draw. We got coming in tier 1s. We got goodness gracious, what is his name? I can't even remember it. Master E. And I jungle. Okay. 6 and 6. I like 6 and 6 unless you need something more. Unless you got a lot of recycle, then aim towards more having recycle pieces. I think this is why these decks are good at some point, is because they have less recycle. Defy, amazing card. Charm, amazing card. Green is so good, brother. Makes me want to play it. Let's see. Kiana, okay, good choice. Dead Bloom, yep, this looks pretty standard. You got your Zanyas. You got one Yi. There's nothing in here that technically stands out. It's just when you're getting your cards and looking what you're playing with and how to play around it, right? Yeah, nothing crazy here. A good Sabotage in the sideboard. I love Sabotage. Love being able to look at your opponent's cards, get the intel, the knowledge, and then take one, right? And so what is it? Choose a non-creature card from it and recycle that card. Just get rid of it. It says Mastery is struggling in the rest of the world. Chinese Compliments is struggling. Mastery is struggling in the rest of the world, failing to win anything but city challenges. And 3 city challenges wins multiple appearances in other tournaments. Mastery is a spot at number 2 in the game, yet the competition has never been close. All right. Set won the CCS. Yep. And I think Set is great. I think his ability, him and Annie's ability, is ridiculous. Being able to remove a buff, pretty much Zonya something right back, keep it from dying. It dies, but you bring it back. And then rinse and repeat. Sabotage, amazing card. Showstopper, amazing card. I mean, I love the way this deck is built, because Sabotage, you get to look, you get intel. Showstopper, it's just a 2 cost, a 1 for 1 in a recycle. It's a 1 that you have to recycle. You got your Hidden Blades. Call to Glory is probably the premier card here, honestly. This card's gonna keep you from dying. First mate, super good. When you play me, ready another unit, and then you go in for going for a big hit. You got your Kiana and your set. Yep. Fiora is ridiculous. I think she's only getting better as people are understanding that she has mighty, and so when she's at 5, she has deflect, ganking, and shield. So you're just on one. You're mighty, then you get another buff. Okay, hey, I'm gonna move over. I can gank as well. Get conquer. There's 2 points. Like, what is happening? She's good. She is super good. Fits right into a deck like this. I think this deck is super strong. I think this deck is honestly better than Kaisa, better than Yi. And you got your salvage for Aurora, your Imperial Decree if you want to kill big things, Unyielding Spirit. It's really good. Oh, I don't want set here. I wanted this one. You need to understand this is this. Okay, it's not doesn't want me to click it. That's okay. Unyielding Spirit. Nope. All right. Well, set. You're the boss. Anyways, Unyielding Spirit prevent all spell and ability damage this turn, and so it's a reaction, which is great. And then you just recycle one. Yeah, great card. Looking at half the price of a Kaisa deck, and I think is honestly going to smash any other decks if it gets rolling. Like if it gets rolling and stays consistent, I think it's tier zero. I think Annie's tier zero, and I think Set is tier zero. And I think Kaisa actually has holes, but Kaisa is outperforming everybody right now, and I think that's just because her kit may be more easier to understand, and piloting Set is harder. The person playing obviously is an important piece to the whole puzzle because you have to understand. I know that you know that I know that you know the mind game behind that, and being good at that and knowing what you're looking for. And yeah, so it says Annie won a bigger tournament, but Set the Boss won more events in Atlanta, London, and 2 city challenges in China. It gets the number 3 spot. It says the featured above is a list from Atlanta. Not only did it go undefeated in the tournament, the list also is interestingly become because it runs Karma, nor it doesn't run because it runs neither of those, but to set the bosses. Yep, and there's a YouTube video here if you guys want to check that out. Annie is just stupid good ability at the end of your turn. Ready 2 runes. Who doesn't want that? Um, I love all of these cards here. Gust, stack the deck. I talked about them last time. Fight or flight, rebuke, ways, ride the wind, flash. You're having ways to move your cards around, to send cards back, and to keep your cards from getting hit. Just moving them from one battle to the next, maybe moving back to your base, putting a card back in somebody's hand. Um, like, like making your opponent use all the resources they need and then punishing them for it at a very low cost doesn't seem fair. And stack the deck, you're just planning on, you just look at 3, take 1, put the other 2 in recycle. Awesome. Awesome card. And it's 1, doesn't cost any kind of recycle. And these are all common cards. Falling Stars is obviously not. It's a rare, but and there's your Cleave as well. What is it? Pouty Poro, amazing card. Void Seeker, yep. Your cards that you're going to be swinging in for really. You have your Pouty, your Vi for your trash. When I move, discard a card, then draw one. Your Sneaky Deckhand immediately comes out, goes straight to a battlefield, get a point. You have a Kaisa. We already know what she does. We have Annie. When you play me, return a spell from your trash to your hand. So you just get to do it all over again, dude. She is so good. And so it's like, and this is not, if they don't get rid of your Annie, then every time you can play her at a specific time, you need to get something back. But if you have another Annie, if you have something else you need to set up, you can just do it again. And then your Darius. Everybody knows what Darius does. So sideboard, pretty standard. Got the Vein for Assault, another Rebuke, a Gust. You see all these spells here. They are important because they are good. Help for multiple matchups. Um, it says finally gives Annie Fiery the big win with many players claim she's capable of. I agree. And to the 3 players reaching Atlanta top 16, a rare win in City Challenge. Now the Dark Child has no reason not to keep convincing results. I think her or Set. I want to feel like Annie is going to edge out everybody. I think this deck is, man, it's if she's super aggro and if you can stop her, if you can set up your play without getting hit with something that's going to use all your resources on your turn, and you can set up for a couple of turns and get ahead, I think you're going to win. But if she can go heavy aggro and she's able to send your cards back or to move her cards, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. And then we have Big Vic, the runner up. Love Victor, and Victor's awesome. What is it? Standard across 3 Unity. You don't have to use Unity. Maybe bring it down to 2 if you want. is Ledros in here? Yeah, we don't have a Ledros, but we have a Spectrum Matron. Nobody's really running this. You should though, because when you play Matron, she can bring back any 3 cost card. Anything that's 3, bring it out for free. So you can bring out a Vanguard Captain, and once you play a Vanguard, you play this. Play a Vanguard, you just brought out 5 monsters or 4 monsters. Not yet. You got 2 minutes. Imperial Decree, stratagems, amazing. 3 stratagem, I get it. You want removal. What is it? What else we got in here for? We go Sprite Mother. Sprite Mother is good for moving in for a big hit. 2,000 Tail Watcher, one of the best cards in the game, if not, best big drop in the game. Unity, just because we're paying for a lot of recycling a lot, and so it feels bad. Like it does feel bad to have a Unity, and it also feels good to have a Unity because a lot of stuff requires you to recycle. You have one, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in here to recycle, and a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you have 15 order runes you'd have to recycle um, to what is it, just to use this, because I'm counting like the stratagems twice, but there's actually more. So there's a reason why the seals come into play, because as you're constantly doing that, you have to keep runes or you're not gonna be able to like keep up, and that's sometimes the issue. And so sometimes maybe working around it, maybe having a blue seal in there to offset any blue, but you barely have any blue anyways. Great deck. I think it's capable of winning. Side deck looks pretty standard. Another Thousand Tail, Machine Evangel, throwing 2 of those in there because you get 3 units. And a Leona for the stun. I think Leona belongs in Victor as well. I think she does. I think there's a spot for her. And I think people are going to catch on to it. She's really good. Let's just read it real quick. What is it? That's, of course, never mind. It's not gonna show me, and I don't care. All right, moving on. We got Teemo. Yeah, Teemo's great. Um, a lot of hidden stuff. You want to play that kind of, hidden it, the mind games of what's not there. But the issue is I think Teemo needs help. I just think he needs help, and what he does, it's not that everybody does it better. I think there's just uh, blue purple is really good. I don't know. There's something here that I'm missing that I think his deck needs, and I can't quite name it just yet because I don't know. But he's coming in there. He's rounding out. He's in tier 1. MF as well. She's there. She's got her ability is ganking, which is great. So you play around that. This is an Aurora. We have Yasuo. I think Yasuo is super good. I think this deck is going to get even better with being able to bounce around and move around locations. He has a Sona in here as well. Get those runes back. The ganking, just being able to gank back and forth, I think is top tier. I think it's still getting figured out. And then we have Ari as well. I think Ari's great with the green Ari alluring. If you hold, you get an additional point. So you can do that. And then if you can do it on both, then time warp, you win the game. If you can hold it around like turn 4 or 5. Yeah. So it is a long video and I don't want to go over it too much more. Everything else here is Darius. You have your Leona. It has everything below that. So go check it out, guys. There's a lot to talk about here. I don't want to talk your ear off, but I think Victor, Ari, and Yasuo and Leona probably have the best chances of moving up in tiers, at least 1 tier, and even beating the top cut. But you're going to have a good sideboard for that as well to be able to play into some of those things. And I think some things are still getting figured out. And I think Kaisa is still obviously tier 0 because people haven't figured it out just yet in terms of how to counter or what to counter all the time. Um, and I think there are cards being underutilized. Of course, there are, but just like any of the decks you're playing, how would you play into that matchup? And you only have so many, so it's like you can't either change your full deck game to just match one opponent. You have to play against everybody. So your sideboard becomes very important. And then just becoming a better player, looking at your opponent's card, looking at their runes, counting their cards, how many have they used? Can you look at their what's in their trash? How many do they have left? How many think they would have? Gosh, the mind game goes so deep. Anyways, guys, that's the video. If you like the video, be sure to like the video. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe. Let me stop this here because this is gonna be a long one. We'll have some more Riftbound content for you soon. We'll be talking about Rift Forge, going over another card review of more cards that have just come out because there's a ton. We'll see you in the next one.